Come one, come all. It's time to grow. Welcome to the Dorian Adams Motivation Show. Today's topic is going to be a challenge for us to weigh which we would prefer individually, personally. Would it be to have an impact or money? And I'm going to lead into this with how that even struck my mind and even got my mind thinking about where that conversation could go. I'm chopping it up with a brother a couple of days ago. And I'm a sales guy. He was a sales guy. And so he was trying to bait me into a conversation about making more money. And he said, well, if you could make $250,000 a year, well, he asked me, could I make that with my job? And so to speed everything forward, I was like, yeah, I possibly can. But the thing of it is, that's not typical at my job. So what he ended up saying was like, yeah, if you could, a different job or whatever, would you do it and everything? And my response to him was, I'm always looking for different opportunities to make more money. I'm not going to be mad at making more money. I said, but the thing is, I realized that I have such an impact here. It'd be hard for me to stop doing this job just to go make more money when I know I'm going to have to do something different to make that money. I'm going to have to do something different. My impact is not going to be the same 9 times out of 10. I done had jobs where I'm on the phone talking to people all day long. I done had different jobs, and I might have had to do way more work. It's just different variables and factors that come with that, making that money, that I don't feel like I'll be comfortable with doing because of the impact factor. That's just my take. That was why I addressed the conversation with him like I did. So I want to ask y'all, what would you rather have if you had a choice and it was one or the other?
Yeah.
Money or impact? And in this instance, we're just gonna keep it at the $250,000, making $250,000 a year or impact. Let's one thing I'm gonna say real quick. Just want to stress that let's be considerate, not to talk over each other and cut each other off and stuff like that. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's it. What we got?
We're gonna go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Kapil, Capsule, like I'm an alcoholic, so I just got sober about 18 months ago, and what I realized is that like I was always chasing the money before, and I kept chasing the money, but every time I chased the money went further. So I was stressing myself, like, why am I always I was never happy. And I was like, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gaining anything. I'm not doing anything. And I was every time I did have money, I never made anything good about it. I just spent it on stupid shit, drugs and alcohol mainly. And I was miserable, and I got to the point where I wanted to kill myself because like I did what is the purpose of life if you're just sitting here all about yourself? You know what I mean? You always think about yourself, but then at the end of the day, it's just lonely. You're lonely. You don't got shit going on in your life. It's all bullshit. It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me. So I decided to get sober. And when I got sober, I started to see a little bit of difference in what my thinking was. My perception changed. My perception changed to the point where I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? And then I realized, like, what do I need to do now? And I got to the point where I'm like, all right, cool. Like, You know, I go to these AA meetings and I just like fellowship with people. We talk about the same thing what we're doing right now. You know, and then the light starts clicking. You know, when the light starts clicking, and then it's God. Like I'm a firm believer in a higher power, and it's just Him telling me, like, you are here for a reason. You know, and now my life has completely 180. I have money in my pocket. I drive a brand new car, which I never thought that I was gonna ever buy a car, like a brand new one, especially a fucking electric vehicle, and it's a Tesla. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I got this through because I'm sober and I'm doing things that God wants me to do. I every day wake up and I say, what do you want me to do? And I follow him. I follow him, and it works all day long. It works all day long, and it's working around the people that are around me. The way I do things, a lot of people might not like what I do, but I do it different because I help people get off of drugs and alcohol through psychedelic mushrooms, and it's been working. It's been working through a lot of people because I consider it as medicine. I don't consider like that big pharma, medicine that they give us where they block our third eye, where we can't get connected. And this actually gets me connected. And it's been going and it's been making an impact, not just with me, but with the people around me. So it's like this, your riches are not here in this earth. Your riches are upstairs when you go retire. So I'll leave it at that. And thank you, Dorian, for getting me on this call. I appreciate everything. Because I do want to get more involved in this and I want to go to the trenches. And it's hard because some programs like they don't. I'd rather do these things now. Find different ways of getting out and reaching out to people who are still struggling.
Yep. No, that's it. That's it. I mean, to that, what you said, bro, I respect it, man. And that's the thing is, full disclosure, man. You know what I mean? I'm a addict myself, bro. So I done came through the trenches of all of that myself to be where I'm at, knowledge wise, foundation wise. You know what I mean? I function mostly based on spiritual principles that I was taught. Like they say, if it ain't spiritual, it probably ain't practical. So when you get ready to make that move, it's not gonna have no real legs to it. You finna go off on a crash dummy mission because you're trying to make up something. Yeah. So just respect to that, man. And just allow myself, bro. Honestly, man, I felt like I was depriving myself. I was cheating the star or the potential great person that I could be. I was cheating that person out of his just desserts. You know what I mean? And I spent many days, nights, staying up 2 and 3 days, and then now it's morning again.
Yeah.
And thinking I was in a prison. I was in a mental prison because I wanted to get out of it, but I was stuck in the situation I was in, and I couldn't figure out how to get out because I was trying to figure out, for one thing. But that leads me to being super just full of the desire to give back. Now that I have a little bit of legs up under me, man, you know what I mean? Because I know the feeling of the person that's going through it, newly going through it, or even just a couple of weeks or years, it still bites you in the ass as soon as you play with it, And so I love the fact that I'm able to try to lend some type of support or some type of voice, because I know what I would have wanted to listen to. I know what I would have been able to listen to. If it would have got spoken, you know what I mean? If a person with that integrity or that discipline that I long to be around would have made themselves available. Because guess what? I didn't know how to ask for it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just guess
Mm-hmm.
what? I ain't gonna ask for it. I'm gonna go off to the races and do the same thing I've been doing. Right?
Right.
So yeah, that's that just appreciate what you said, man.
Me too. I appreciate. I just want to chime. I mean,
Is
I
you sitting
definitely
there eating
appreciate
peanuts
your.
right now?
Nah, man. Come on, man.
Oh, you got cherries or grapes?
Red grapes. I,
Nah, what did you say though, bro?
I just want to chime in and tell brother man, like, I appreciate you sharing your story. You know what I mean? Your journey, like, that just helped me like stay focused. That gave me like a hell of a lot of energy right there. Like, I needed that. Like for sure. You can overcome anything. It's like your story. Because I know how hard it is to overcome alcoholism. That's a real disease. So, my father passed over it. So I be feeling bunk every time I get drunk and wake up in the morning. Like, bro, you bunk. Like, you know what you're doing to your liver. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I needed to hear that because I did some bunk shit today. And went and got a beer, bunk. Didn't even need it.
Yeah.
Didn't even really want it. Didn't even really want it. It was like, I don't know, like kind of like old habits like die hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For real.
Hey, and then let me throw this one up in there though, because I know B enough. We didn't chopped it up. We didn't got real with it. And just to say this, bro, when he say what he just said, I felt it because that man got so much talent, bro. You take the time to spend the time to talk to John for a minute, you'll see. And I just say that because, bro, I want you to know I see that in you. And like I said, when I was doing my thing and running around crazy and everything like that,
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was suppressing greatness. In a way, I'm gonna be real with it. In a way, I can acknowledge that I was scared to see what I could do. I didn't want to do the work. I didn't want to carry that torch. So while I'm scared to present that, I stopped other people from experiencing that greatness too, or what I might be able to give them. Because your gift ain't always for you, bro. It be for other people.
Right.
So if I'm gonna keep on doing this dumb shit, like you said, so my kids can't see the best dad that they ever gonna see that I could be. So my family, you know what I mean, the people around me at my job, the people in my community, they'll never see the greatest. I could tell them I'm great all I want to, but they don't want to hear that. People want to see your greatness, bro. They need it.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, for real. I believe that wholeheartedly. For real.
Yeah, if I can chime in a little bit. Um, I'm an alcoholic as well,
Mm.
and I binge, man. I'll go on a whole week spree of drinking and not caring, don't care if I lose my job, don't care if I lose my house, don't care if my mother's on the phone crying. Like, stop. You know what you're doing to yourself? You're gonna die.
Wait,
I don't
let me
care.
just ask you something real quick. Is
Yeah.
that current? Is that current, or is that something you used to do?
Well, it's what I used to do because it's not me right now. And
Okay,
so what I
okay.
was gonna get at is I had I was going to a Baptist church for many years, and studying the Bible and praying and all that, but I never had full faith in God
Mm.
until
Mm-hmm.
I did a psychedelic therapy, and that it just took me out that hamster wheel. It gave
Mm.
me a purpose, and I was like, oh shit, man, God is real, and ever since that night, I've really it's changed my whole life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wanted to share that.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
that was powerful, man. Because you
Powerful,
get
bro.
him that you connect with God when you connect with him. To acknowledge the fact that he had you in his graces through all the dumb shit you did, through
Mm-hmm.
all of the damage you tried to do to yourself, through all of the dark, lonely nights. You might have been locked up somewhere. Through all of the pain and degradation you might have subjected yourself to, he had you. He needed you. You needed to go through that to get to where you at now. And once again, that in itself is a gift that you now don't have the right to hold back from somebody else who might need to hear what you just said. That makes sense?
For real. No, for real, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Ooh. I done dropped my whole phone. Damn.
Tighten up, man.
Hey, look. I got 20 things going with him.
So, Kapil,
Yeah.
have you ran into situations that make you question the decisions that you make regarding having an impact? And once again, let's not forget about how we weighing that against money.
Yeah. You know, there has been a few situations, you know, where I'm like, why the fuck did I help that person? Right? It's like letting the snake in the house, you know, or the fox in the hen house, you know, to, you know, ruin everything that I've done. But then I realized God is in control. I'm not in control. You know, he wants me to like get you know, some of these foxes in the hen house and let them learn that we don't treat them. We don't act the same way they act. We act we act what God wants, because it's a karmic cycle. So what we do is, if you keep doing what these people do back to them, you'll always keep doing this shit over and over. You stop it, and you acknowledge that this is going on, and then you let them go, and you do your thing, and you start doing you do your thing, because this karmic cycle is what is getting all of us fucked up right now. We are addicted to our phones. We are addicted to people. We are addicted to everything. And there's a lot of control behind all this stuff. If these people are controlling what we do, these people want us fucked up, you know? And that's the thing. We need to stop that bullshit. We need to just be connected with God himself. And when he tells us, no, don't fuck with that, keep moving, you know? Keep moving.
Right. You got to have your shield and your armor.
Yes.
You got to build it up.
Yeah.
You know, because that, like you said, that whole we thing, that's a bigger part of the conversation that we might want to acknowledge when you say we, because that come in so many different forms. We this, we that, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's me. It's me right now. It's you right now, and I can't hold the torch for you. I can listen to you say I'm about this life or that life.
Yeah.
But I can't. You got to be the one to be that torch bearer. Yeah. Grab the information you got. I love what you said about, you know, the fox in the hen house type deal. I was talking with somebody the other day about one of my sales things that I do, just to phrase it, is that I use this thing called open the doors that you won't open. If I'm in a sales situation, I'm in a meet and greet or whatever, open the doors you won't open, but close the doors you don't want open. Yeah. Period, point blank. And I spent that situation and turned it into perhaps me closing the door on a situation, me closing the door on somebody who I know is toxic for me.
Yeah.
Right? Or they just on a toxic way of thinking or whatever it is. And of course, I'm gonna close that door firmly. No, it ain't gonna be no regret. It ain't gonna be like, I'm sorry, I gotta close the door in your face. That's just a done deal. But it's a such thing as that same door that I had to close may be a door that I need to open at the same time. Like you said, fox in the hen house. Sometimes you got to let them in, because my job is still, I possess this gift. Even if I close the door in your face, I can't give you the gift now. I still got it. It's still available. I open the door back up to check on you because now you acting like you got some sense. Inside of that door, you like, dude, bro, I get it now.
Yeah.
I gotta open the door just to at least check. I'm still gonna stay guarded, and I will close that bitch right back in your face
Yeah.
if you ain't acting. You feel me? So
Yeah.
we gotta be constant magicians, so to speak. We gotta be constantly, you know what I mean? Ultimate chess players, I guess. I don't know how to say it.
You saying it right now. God's working right through it. You
Bruh,
know?
you know, and through, you know what I mean? Because he's gonna position us,
Yep.
you know. Yeah, I'm one of those guys too, man. I believe, like, you know what I mean? You can't tell me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it is or it ain't. I'm past that.
Yep.
You know, you trying to catch up to something else. If you trying to tell me, bro, like for real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
God is preparing us for something. That's what he's doing. All these things that we've done, we in our lives, we went through a journey, right? And he's preparing all of us because this is something big is about to happen. Something big is about to happen, and we just got to be ready. You know, like I just know, like, even in the other countries, what's happening. Don't you think? Well, what you think that America's safe? Fuck no. We're the ones that are the most weakest people here. You know, we're all doped up on alcohol and drugs. So when shit hits a fan,
and
how are these
fast
people
food
going?
too.
Right? Yeah,
DoorDash.
yeah, exactly. Everything just all easy. Yeah.
Uh, just want to throw one out there for Dominic. We did a call a while ago called "What's Your Self-Talk?" I think it was called "What's Your Self-Talk?" And we went in on self-talk. We went in on how we talk to ourselves. And I just want to just put that right there in the midst of us talking about money versus impact. Your self-talk is everything. Because one thing that we do, we'll allow what other people think about us to determine our reality. And you probably can identify with being a kid and seeing people pick on the fat person or the ugly person. You know what I mean? You know the labels we give each other. And so now you got people that's running around scarred for most of their life if they haven't identified that they're special in different ways. Only thing they identify with is what the kids told them is that they ugly. You know what I mean? That's the only thing they identify with. And so they need to change their self-talk. We need to change our self-talk to include our reality. And if somebody can confirm that, if they chime in and agree, then they just agree. But if they don't, once again, I'm opening the doors I won't open and I'm closing the ones I don't. You don't matter. The ones that judge don't matter. The ones that matter won't judge. You feel me?
I feel you on that.
But it start with you. It start with you. You would have starved the freaking show, and all the rest of these punk ass fools is co-stars, stage hands, background. You know what I mean? Own the you that God said, wake up and get busy. That's who you are. You know? So
Yeah.
impact versus money. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Oh no, yeah. That self-talk is been a lot better, from that night. And what I struggle with is like, okay, now I know what I need to do, but I'm still selfish in a lot of ways. I want to help people, and I want to get on this psychedelic train, man. I want to help people through psychedelics, but I find my mind like seeing how much money I can make, or like sharking on people. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not the way to do it. I really have to find it wholeheartedly, like how I'm going to help this person without thinking about the money, because it's conflicted right now. Of course, I want the
Mm-hmm.
money. You know, I see how big it can be. But yeah, so
Mm.
I'm struggling with that. You know, the bigness of it and just getting greedy.
Bruh, you hear that? That is the epitome of what we're talking about. Money versus impact. I want to help people. I'm conditioned to believe that this money is what I need, though. So now, like, oh man, bro, you could, bro, if that wasn't honesty, bro, I don't know what is.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
And I've struggled with that myself at times, but that's why the topic even stood out so much to me because I needed to stop, ask that question, and hear my own answer, right? And be honest about it. Because which one do you just said? It's, hey, I'm conflicted because I know I want to have an impact, but I want this money too, though. So why are you conflicted?
I think it's just a battle of the flesh. You know, someone told me that if you really help people and you set them straight like I was helped, then God's gonna reward you. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not about me rewarding myself. You know, I got to keep
Mm.
in mind that if I get this money, you know, it's God. God is given, and I can accept it, and you know, motivate me to go help more people. So that's the mentality that I'm working with. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Dominic.
you saying, you saying, you know the reward that God give you is going to supersede and outshine any amount of money that you could have got. So you see what I'm saying? Because of going after the money, uh, it takes away the impact. They don't stay together,
Right.
right? They don't stay in the same conversation. You saying I would choose impact because I know the value of the impact when I'm doing it for God. Is that what
Mm-hmm.
you just said?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Shut the front door.
And that was I
Damn.
didn't come up with that myself. You know, I was guided that way, and so
Mm.
it makes sense. You know, when something makes sense and it's truth, you know, you can feel it in your soul. So yeah, man.
But bro, how could you see? That's what I'm saying, man. That's when I'm listening to you tell me who you really are. For you to acknowledge and the belief that you're gonna get more out of having an impact because you believe in God the way you do tells me everything. Because you can't make moves like that. You're not going to embrace the fact that you're going to be blessed more by him by just having an impact than you would by getting some money. We conditioned to believe money has the value. So when you say that, it's like, nah, bro, that's the truth talking right there, baby.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My skin tingling and everything right now. I didn't just drink no pre-workout though. I'm just this man got me fired up over here, bro.
Yeah.
Phil, what you was gonna say, my brother? I'm sorry.
That's all good. I would say, Dominic, one thing you should do, right? Because I've been in your shoes. Because I want to do the same thing. Start investing in yourself. In order for you to go and help people, right? Invest in yourself. Work out. Um, get yourself going to the point where you're like, all right, I need to help these people because it's attraction rather than promotion, right? So
Mm,
people start seeing you doing hella good. You're like, oh shit, man, this guy, what is he doing? You attract them to come to you.
hmm
Instead, when you go and chase them around, they're like, why the fuck is this motherfucker chasing me around? You know what I mean?
Mm.
You don't want that. You want them to naturally
hmm
come to you, and then you tell them about your journey, and then they'll say, "Oh, okay, this guy's actually sober. This guy's actually doing something about his life. He's actually gonna go help people, and he's gonna help me. He can help
hmm
me." You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
we lost Bo. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. But nah, and that I like that too, bro. That's strong feedback.
Hey, y'all please forgive me. I accidentally hanged up trying to light this damn cigarette,
It's
right?
all good.
But look, to add on to what y'all saying, like I believe in that wholeheartedly, like the self talk, right? And you know what, like this is just my past experience, like would throw off my self talk and would make me feel a certain kind of way, and I had to learn to curve that, and I've been learning to curve it is being treated of less of who you are, right? And when you're being treated of less of who you are, it's kind of like dimming your light, right? You got shadows and casted doubt surrounding you. You get to take on that emotional turmoil of disappointment that people feel when they just don't understand what you're doing, right? And when you raising your vibration, sometimes like you're not explaining things to people, or when you explain it, it's not belief. See, belief is a motherfucker. Like
Mhm.
I'm just not learning about heart math, you know, right? So belief is a motherfucker. Like, so if a motherfucker don't believe in you without the shadow of a doubt, and you're in a space, that's gonna hinder you. That's gonna damper your light. It's gonna dim it. It's gonna dim it to a point. The more you're around it, the more it dims it. The more it dims it to a point you don't even believe. You start to not
Mm.
even believe. You like they keep
Mhm.
saying you keep hearing cast the doubt, and you might not hear it, but you feel the energy, right? Let's just say, for future reference, let's just say you Michael Jordan before you was Michael Jordan, right? Let's just say you MJ, right, in high school, and let's just say, well, let's go to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson's story I identify with because of the environment, right? And when he went to Georgetown, before he went to Georgetown, like Allen Iverson damn near went to jail, almost like never had a career, right? And
Mhm.
they petitioned for him, got the mayor involved, got politicians involved or whatnot. They pulled him out because he really ain't had nothing to do with the situation. When they pulled him out, coach from Georgetown, he pulled him with him. Like, man, look, I recognize your talent. I see how great you is. Look, you got to get out of this environment because you're not gonna make it. There's too much clouded doubt. I don't know if that's necessarily what he said to him, but just based on you know, his environment and the vision that the coach had for him, he's like, man, look, I'm gonna get you right. He changed his
Mhm.
environment. The coach got him living with him in a whole nother residence. And he owned him every day. You know what I'm saying? And he owned him every day because he seen the greatness. And that's why he was great. So when you it's like a child. Okay, let's go to the King Arthur, right? How he raised a little girl, Serena and Venus. He was on them little girls every day. That's how they was great. So if you ain't got nobody around you, a big brother, uncle, a mom, a dad that's pushing you to be great in what you do, and it's not on them because of the daily stresses of life. People got, they life too, so they dealing with their personal issues and growing with self and dealing with their inner demons. So you can't blame them. But at the same time, when you got a person that's an elder or somebody that's a little bit over you with more resources that recognize your greatness and they want to help you mold it, you're gonna get there faster versus you around an environment where it's hindering you. Where it's hindering you is
Mhm.
choking the life out of you, right? Because
Yeah.
of the belief, the
Mhm.
drug abuse, the neglect, and we neglect our own. We neglect our own and we feed them to the wolves. I'll
Yeah.
be thinking like I ain't mad at nobody. Like I love my mama like wholeheartedly. Like she tried her best and did everything for me. So I don't feel no type of way. But I do look at the factors like if the understanding, the overstanding. Like you had overstanding of what I'm trying to do at a younger age, and our environment would have been different, and we'd have been raised a little bit different, the trajectory. But it's hard struggling on your own, single mother. So it's like she did her Dougie. You feel me? I pat her on the back like I commend mom. She did her Dougie. You know what I'm saying? Did the best. But I be looking at like now it's on me, it's on you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's on you to make it happen, no matter what. You feel me? Sometimes you got to get away from motherfuckers that don't believe, no matter who it is. It might be your
Right.
whoever. You know what I mean?
But see, hey, Jay, that's you hit the nail on the head because that's why we had these conversations. Because it don't mean
No,
because
for
now that you've grown and you should be able to understand and acknowledge all this different stuff, you just now popping your head out enough to stand on your own 2 feet and actually ask for some help. But now you still don't know where to get it at half
real.
the time. You see what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So now we create a platform that we just connect, like we knitting a damn a big ass blanket or something, and we all coming together. Like what they got the blankets that had a whole bunch of different patches, but it still formed one big blanket. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we doing, because everybody got a different background, we got different stories, we got different histories. You know what I mean? And so when we acknowledge that, yeah, I'm willing to be helped, then it opens the door for that growth to happen. Because everybody won't have that person that's gonna push greatness, push them to greatness around, you know. And so we gotta start being that person for each other.
Nah, for real. And you know, me in my situation, you know, I've probably been 7 going on 8 months free. And you know, for me, it's just been hard reintegrating into society with the social ability of getting connected, getting out here networking because, you know, I have my own plan, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people when they come home from prison, they get right back into the mix of things, right? You got a long list of goals and bright ideas and business plans that you wrote down and came home. You put them in a shoebox. You didn't forgot about them, right? Now that's my last one, right? So you didn't forgot about them, and that didn't happen to me a few times. But this time I'm like, nah, like I want this thing as bad as I want to breathe. Like I don't even want to do nothing else. Like I want to have fun. I want to go out. I want to kick it. I want to talk to you. Like until this, like so I got my timeline. But you know, God, it's God plan. You got your plan, and the guy got, you know, the Almighty got the Almighty plan. So it's like my plan was altered a little bit, and I was like, okay, I gotta adapt, and I'm learning like to adapt at the same time. Adapting, I'm getting hit with curveballs and you know what I mean, because people just want to see what's going on with you, and it's like, look, I'm here crafting every day, like. Just because you ain't seen this or that don't mean nothing. I'm doing this. I'm crafting every day. But so when you do something
Mm-hmm.
different, when you step outside the norm of what you're known for doing, like you're known for kicking it, being around people, spoken to meet people, and you step outside the norm, now something's wrong with you. Now in everybody's opinion, something's wrong with you. But nobody takes a time to sit down and realize, like, what if it's something right?
Right, but that's the thing.
Something right with you.
You got you. I was gonna say you, but we have to acknowledge that it don't matter what their opinion gonna be. It don't matter what they
For
ever
sure.
said. Cause like when you pull up out, I'm gonna throw this one back to the Bible, bro. It was said before uh some somebody said nobody fucking saw Jesus coming, dog. And that's just putting it on the Bible, because I know most of us understand enough about the Bible to know that Jesus came from Nazareth, right? And ain't shit never came up out of Nazareth back in them days. You know what I mean? So that was basically like the equivalent of him coming from a hick ass town way over there somewhere. You know what I mean? And guess what he did? You see what I'm saying? So the whole point I'm trying to make is he had to do his thing. And he did it to the point where what the stuff that they seen him do, they never seen it done before. He couldn't have got that done if he was waiting on these cats around him to tell him he had that in him. You know what
Man.
I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so flip that to say, at some point, I got to stop waiting on somebody to tell me what my gift is. I might know a little something, I might got a hint or an inkling, but at some point, I got to just step out on that and own it. Simple as that. Because cats is historically proven. Look what they did to him, because they
Man.
hated on him, because they didn't believe he was who he said he was. You feel me? So if they did that to him, what make you think they're gonna stop short to finally say, "Oh, nah, bro, we know you the truth"? Man, what? You gotta take that. You gotta own it. It's on us. It's on the individual. You know what I mean? Know who you are and act out on that thing.
Nah, for real. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, I'm just not trying to get up out of that. Like, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Get up out of my head and get to that part. But that should be hard. You know what I'm saying? Raising the vibration of people. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of be hard sometimes. Sometimes you
It's
gotta get
gonna
by
happen.
yourself. I
Yeah,
think sometimes
it's
you gotta
gonna
get by
happen.
yourself and to really like center yourself. Like,
Cause
you know what I mean?
watch
Because I
this. As long as I was mobbing with the fam and the clique, and as long as I was mobbing with them, bro, you wasn't gonna see the God in me, so to speak, because I wasn't chasing that. I was chasing the clique. I was chasing the money. You know what I mean? But when you moving with a different intention, bro, your intention is to have an impact. That's different. I don't care what circle you in. Now, cats is like, "What's up with you, man?" You know what I mean? You ever been around somebody that just asks you something and it's like you feel like that ain't something that person would have normally asked anybody, but they ask you. You feel me? That's because you're moving different. It's something. They don't even probably know what it is. But if I
I
don't
think
step
and
out,
you
if
know
I
what's
don't go ahead, bro.
go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you
Look,
good.
and that's crazy too, like um focusing on the negative instead of the positive. So it's like we be preconceived with that. And I just realized something like about just auras and everything like that, like how people be feeling. Like, some people just want to be in a bad mood. Like you should always want to be in a bad mood. That shit be I'm like water, right? I be trying to be like water, right? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it'd be like that should be affecting me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be fucking off my energy. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that. So it's like I'm just now like getting out of blaming everybody else for throwing off my focus because it ain't you sticking around certain shit that you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And then you feed into certain shit that you shouldn't. Right. And I realized, I said, man, I'd be better when I be by myself.
Right.
Like not to say that, I don't like being around people, but I noticed my 4 years in prison, I had time to heal even though I was still going through it, like I had a little bit of time to heal some of the trauma. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I healed all of it, but I had time to heal some of the trauma because I was away from certain shit.
Hmm.
Right. So I got to get back to my essence and realize exactly what I need to be doing. And when I got out, I forgot a little bit, like I lost a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I was back around all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I realized, okay, I gotta get away from all the bullshit. And when I did that, it was still more bullshit. So I realized, okay, this ain't bullshit. This is supposed to happen because this is making a nigga better. You know what I mean? Like, and I realized that wholeheartedly. Like for me, it's like timing is everything. It'd be like the moment is now. But sometimes it's like, okay, the moment is now, but the moment for what? Because I'm trying to block out all the noise from everybody else's opinion. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might think you need to be doing this, that, or the third, but I know what you got going on in your head. Like I can't heal your soul with this. I can't. You
Hmm.
gotta that's something you gotta do on your own. So me coming around that and putting myself around that for monetary gain or just to have just to look good, right? Just be pulling up or something, or just be looking good or whatever the case may be, it's hurting me more. You know what I'm saying? It's more detrimental to me more because my vibration is all the way up. So when I step in a room, you automatically gonna feel some type of way. You don't know what it is. If you're not really in tune, you ain't gonna know what it is. You just know you feeling I got you feeling funny. That's that light shining on you. That's that light shining on that
Hmm.
bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes
Yeah.
people don't like that. You know what I mean? So when you shine the light on shit, it'd be like, man, hold on. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
why I don't like that, right? And we can't identify why we don't like that. And then I'm looking at the selfless acts, right? I look at the selfless acts, right? Now, I ain't asking nobody for nothing, but I look at selfless acts. So I'm like, what a like we supposed to be genuine, impeccable with our word, going the extra mile, not taking nothing personal. That's something that I've been banking on. That's something I've been trying to stand on as a man, as an honorable, being honorable in everything I do. And sometimes we fall short, right? But when you stand on tens and being honorable, it's like people don't like that. And I realized that, like, it took me a minute to realize it. So I'd be like, man, what is it? Like, 'cause I'm trying to be all I can be right now. So why are you should be happy. You should be applauding this. You should be supporting this. Do everything in your power to support this. So when I see certain people that I feel like should be championing for me or rooting for me that's not, it affect me. So I realized that like it affect my performance. It affect how I feel about self. And I realized, okay, I gotta shift gears and I gotta get away from certain shit that ain't championing for me, right? And we think about self, like for instance, okay, look at it like this. Remember that song I sent you, right? Now I'm talking about Phil Jackson at Division. Or it takes the team. You can't do it by yourself. So if somebody's gonna add value to what you're doing, and you can't see that, me, it kind of hurt, especially when I care. You feel what I'm saying? I see like, damn, I'm valuable to what you got going on. Like I got insight. Like I got value. You not utilizing this? You really like brushing me off? You know what I mean? So I'll be like, okay, you know what? I got to go back to the drawing board and do this thing for self, right? You know what I'm saying? Until I get all the way acclimated, so I could be able to make an impact on other people's lives. First, I got to make an impact on mine. But sitting down at the drawing board in prison, I was looking at what everybody was doing that was close to me, and I was trying to figure out how I could add value. So I started to figure out how I could add value. When I came home, it was like nobody wanted me to add value. And that shit hurt it. You feel me? Because I was told something else behind the walls. When I talk to people, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It was different. And you come home and it'd be a whole nother, like, damn, this ain't what I was expecting. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got so much insight. And what that does is it kind of dims your light if you allow it. You know what I'm saying? And for the last few months, I've been allowing it to dim my light. So I've been resorting back into old habits as far as drinking and trying to get in the mix, but not really wanting to. Because I didn't outgrew certain lifestyles, I feel like. Right? And it's just be like bored. They say auto time's the devil playground. So when we bored, we do shit that we normally don't do. But no, I ain't got no letter. No, I ain't got one. I just had to go borrow it now.
But it's the thing is, bro, it's a growing process and a learning curve that's at play. You know what I mean? Because all this stuff you're gonna keep on coming in contact with it until you just really sit there and unravel it for what it's worth and act on it with finality and integrity. You know what I mean? That's why we keep going through. We have the test that we have because it's meant for you to get it until you get it, and you ain't gonna go back on that. You know that's a lesson you ain't got to learn no more. Put your hand over the fire, over the stove. You know, but you learned that at 5 years old. You know what I mean? And you ain't gonna go back on that. But it's other lessons in life that's so subtle and subliminal almost in some instances that you keep playing with it. You know what I mean? You don't put it together wholeheartedly and say, that's it. I get it for real. And you keep going back and bumping your head, you know. But I wanted to chime in on what you said about people should be championing you, and you feel me? I'm with you because I know the feeling. But the reality that I've acknowledged and identified goes back to, like I said, man, you know what I mean? I bring up Jesus, you know, that's just it. It's just a historic story that I'm familiar with. What you think he was thinking of going through in his head when he's sitting there saying, I'm coming to save these fools? You see what I'm saying? And he had to walk that thing all the way out with the cross, with all of the, and he could have did anything he wanted to do, right? But because he was true and he knew who he was, he carried that cross. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the bitter end. All the way to the bitter end, bro. He did not change because guess what? Sometimes that's what it takes for other people to get it. You got to suffer some pain for other people to get it. You see what I'm saying? And so what I'm trying to say in that, when I say sometimes I can have a gift that I want to give somebody, and I know they need it. It ain't about me flossing the here, this you. Sometimes they might refuse. They might fight you about it and everything. But guess what? if your intention is pure about the gift that you know you got, if you are who you know you is, you gotta be that person no matter what they looking at you like, no matter what they saying behind your back, no matter what how they cross their eyes at you. Because you know you ain't wondering no more. They the ones don't know. But if you are that gift, if you have that gift, you don't have a choice. You can't lose your cool. If you are that person, if you acknowledge that that's who you is and that's where you're going in life, all of that, all the naysayers and all the rest of that, bro. I ain't saying that right now you got to just be on that level, but we just having the conversation to say if you can look at it like that, you know, at some point you got to get to where it's ain't nothing nobody can say can phase you, because at the end of the day, all the fighting they do in your family, thinking you always supposed to be little J. They're always supposed to treat you a certain way. You know what I mean? The cats you grew up with, all the rest of that. They're gonna always relegate you to that same person. They ain't gonna see it. All the way to the bitter end, bro. And at some point, then they finally get it. But what if you give up? What if you change and be the person that they want you to be? Everybody loses. Because you right back in the same bag you was in the first place, right?
And you right back. you're going to jail.
You going to jail, dumbass.
You know what I mean? But you know, you can't blame nobody because them is your action. That's why I'm looking at self, like, because I get frustrated. And when I get frustrated, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I ain't reaching my true potential and I'm being hindered, but I'm allowing myself to be hindered. Right? Because I'm gonna keep real with you, bro. What I've been trying to do, this is the third time over a 15-year period of me trying to reach a higher state of consciousness. I didn't try this. This is the third time, right? The two times I tried this, the first time was in 2011, right? I did the master cleanse. I was in the gym. I couldn't go all through all of it. You know, back to doing drugs. I couldn't, you know, every drug in the book I done dipping and dabble with, but I never like was hardcore every day. I was like a weekend warrior here and there, and I get back to being a California sober, right? And you know, make a long story short, the second time, I ended up in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So this is the third time when I realized. What I realized was when I got out of prison, I said, you know what? It don't work around people. I ain't fully grew in my power, and it doesn't work around people. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to get into my own space to really go all the way up. You know what I'm saying? The vibration, and I think that's the part that was hindering me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put a pause on it. I'm gonna put a pause on it. I'm gonna keep eating fried chicken or whatever I'm eating right now. Keep doing it. I'm gonna put a pause on it until I can hurry up, run it up, and get to my own space. So I can hurry up and get to the highest level of confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because that should be hard. You know what I mean? A lot of time I didn't say this to a couple of people, but I never said the high level content part. So everybody thought I was talking about music, but I was never talking about music because in order for me to make the type of music that I need to make to have an impact on the world, I have to fully get to this higher state. And it's hard to get to this higher state because of, okay, it's hard to get to this higher vibration around low vibrational beings. And it's no like jabbing nobody. But when you're around low vibration, and you're constantly around to you 4 or 5, whatever. Everywhere you go, it's low vibration when you're around. It's gonna bring your vibration down, no matter what. I don't care what nobody's saying. Until you get to a state where it can't affect your vibration, but you can raise their vibration. Right? You know what I'm saying? And some people vibration be all the way up, but they don't really know what they got all the way. Right? They don't really know what they got all the way, and then they still suffering with demons within, so they're not at the highest level yet. Because they still got demons within that they ain't fully, and I still got a few, and you ain't fully broken yet. Whether it's the selfishness, it's all about you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't thinking about nobody else. How you can help somebody else at this moment, not money wise, but just a good conversation, just adding resources, just being impeccable with your word, and not just going off whatever you hear, because whatever you hear, and you spreading that, and that's hindering the motherfucker getting the resources from people that they need to get the resources. And sometimes subconsciously that be people's mission. They don't even know it. That be the devil in their mind moving them. And they don't even know it. They think they're doing the right thing. The whole time they're doing the wrong thing. And that's the reason why they ain't went to where they supposed to go yet. And they still running this marathon, just striving. But nigga, it ain't even a marathon. Nigga, it's a relay. You supposed to pass the baton. You supposed to pass the baton. Nigga, we gonna keep it going. I'm gonna run a little bit further. I come back a lap, pass the baton, and that's how it's supposed to go. Give to get a little. The go giver. You can't receive. You always like this. You gotta be like this sometimes. You always like this, Timmy. You extra Timmy. You know what I mean? You don't know how much that probably meant to a person, how they would have took that and motivate them to put a battery in their back. But you so focused on you don't even see your real purpose and how this shit can be interconnected. We could take this shit to another level. You know what I'm saying? Because people be so stuck on what they think instead of what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing how they can really help. So money versus impact. I'll take the impact because with the impact, it's going to affect more people. And the money is monetary gain. That's going to come. That's something that's, that's something that's like, it's tangible if you say in this material, capitalistic, imperial society that we in. So of course, yeah, we need the finances. But when you jump outside that, the money ain't nothing. They print that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's the impact. Right. I'm gonna have an impact, and I think we forget that. We be so much chasing the money instead of chasing our passion. And I got wrapped up in that. When I was like, man, I ain't chasing no pussy. I ain't chasing no money. I ain't chasing no drugs. I'm chasing my passion. I got out and started chasing all kinds of dumb shit. Okay, I'm chasing the Hennessy today, right? With the F1. Shit, fuck it. I'm chasing this bunk ass, well, I ain't gonna say it like that, but I'm chasing this person over here just for what I could possibly gain from in my temporary situation. So I had to check myself like, but you don't need none of that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need none of that. So I have to say the impact, bro, because you know what I mean. If I can make an impact on the world, I think like I could change some shit. Like, you know what I mean? For the people that want to change, for the people that want to do some shit, but you got to fully change first and break yourself from the mental change. You know what I'm saying? Because when I get frustrated, I go back to old habits. Like I go back to wanting to be moving around in the mix. You know what I'm saying? But I've been standing firm on what I believe, and me standing firm on what I believe causes other people to not believe. But you need that belief, especially from loved ones. Like you need that if you're around it. Now you don't really need it if you're not around it. That shit don't even matter. It don't even affect you. You believe what the fuck you want to believe, and the minute you're gonna believe that you should have believed me the whole motherfucking time. Right? So, but you gotta go through it. You gotta get to it to go through it. And right now I'm going through it to get to it.
But
we might drip the silent, we drip the silent tear too. But shit, you know what I mean? Your bones might be, you know what I mean, bristle, your muscles might ache, but look, shit is gonna get greater later. You just weather the storm, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get to it. And that's how I believe, bro. So I feel like the impact.
That's the beauty of the whole conversation, man, is acknowledging, man, shining sunlight is the best disinfectant, right? You know what I mean? On that bunk narrative, like you said. So you think about money, it's a narrative associated with that. As soon as I say money, you know what I mean? You think about what you can buy with it. You see what I'm saying? As soon as you say money, that means J's, that means Gucci, that mean a better car, whatever. You know what I mean? So the narrative just keep going and going and going and going and going.
Yeah, and it's like the weak needy part of our soul.
Yeah, no, it keep going. But that's the thing, though. If we're not being heads up and conscious enough to ask questions about this same stuff that we see all the time, we're gonna be relegated to having the same understanding about what we're looking at every time we look at it. What we see when we look at it is gonna be the same every time because we ain't even took the time to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Just like somebody was talking about the other day about this is a desk. But no, it's not. It's a desk, but it's wood. Well, what do you mean it's wood? Well, no, wood is made from trees. Like, so you know what I mean? You could just keep going and going and going with this narrative because it's everything that it's what was made up, what people are describing it as, and what you commonly accept it to be, right? And so when you go back to money ain't gonna do it but get you objects, you know, and pay some rent. I get it, you know. But what you gonna be doing in the meantime? As soon as you pay that bill, you know what I mean? Are you available for having an impact, or are you gonna continue to try to make money to buy more things? what that's gonna
Man,
get
that's
you.
crazy.
What's the value? You know what I'm saying? What's the value of somebody saying, "Oh, I want to come hang with you"? They didn't want to hang with you when you didn't have no money. Why is that? Because you wasn't having an impact. You see what I'm saying? You, your value extends from the money that you now have. But how about I ain't got no money, but I could express something that will wake a person game up, lift their spirit? That's priceless, bro. You can't put a price tag on that.
Mm.
You can't put a price tag. You can't put a price tag on. I told you something that could help you get closer to your kids.
Hey, nah, for real.
You can't put a price tag on that. You see what I'm saying? So when I say impact, it's boundless. You see what I'm saying? And it could go so many different ways. It's just like grab it and wrestle with it for how it fits you. But when you say money, that ain't nothing but a band-aid, bro.
Man, for real.
Right?
Straight
That's
up.
a band-aid on a shotgun wound because you're going to keep on needing more band-aids because you ain't never going to be able to stop the bleeding. You know what I'm saying? But you talk about
Nah,
some
for real.
impact.
Impact,
That's
man. You
priceless,
know what
bro.
I'm saying?
You can't, you know what I mean? You can't put it, that's a different value. Put it like that. It's two different value systems. But anyway, bro, everybody, I appreciate y'all being here, man. We got some things off our chests. Anybody that's listening, man, just I'm gonna wrap with this, man. Be courageous enough to take yourself back to your childhood when you were allowed to and encouraged to imagine that you can do and be anything in the world. Be encouraged after this call to know that you still that person. You still that person, and those opportunities are still available and at your fingertips if you just conjure up that childhood innocence that said, I can imagine, think, and do anything that I want to do. We
Hey,
put
I'm
the
here.
shackles. We wrapping up, bro. We wrapping
I know.
up.
I just, I got the in-laws.
Chime in.
Yeah. When we gonna wrap up, I'm gonna hit you back after.
Okay.
We have all the opportunity in the world if we just go after it. Like we can't lose. Like we can't lose. But we cannot be fools in that effort neither, and then expect everybody to listen to our story about why we fell short on something we could have definitely done. So I encourage everybody, man, stick around for yourself first, and know that, like John spoke highly about, your vibrations can reach people you probably won't even know. That same thing that you said, or that same action that you did, you don't know how I'm gonna look at it if I see you did it and I go explain it to the next person. I'm gonna go over there, my eyes gonna be big, like, man, do you know what just happened? Right? And they're gonna believe every single word. But you don't know that because you ain't there when I go back and tell somebody else. So you just need to do what it is that you're compelled to do, and do it with all the heart and all the intention that you can muster. Don't sit there and
Man.
babysit it. Don't sit there and babysit it. Walk off. Say what you say. Put your foot down and spin off. Because guess what? The man upstairs, he gonna do the real work. You just keep your ass moving so he can tell you what else he needs you to do. That's gonna be a wrap.